everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a makeup look for you, and it's the makeup I wore in my brow routine that I posted last week, I think. I'll link it below. I have been requested to do it. I'm trying to find a picture of it on my phone, unsuccessfully might I add. So it's that makeup there, you can see. It's just a brownie coloured lip and kind of goldy bronzy eyes. So without further ado, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna start off with my Nivea Express Hydration Primer, as per usual. I'm just gonna slap that liberally all over my face. So face primed. Now for foundation. So for foundation I used a mixture of the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte in vanilla and the Rimmel 25-hour nude. Both of these look like they've seen better days. A pump of each. Well, a pump of one and a squeeze of the other because this one doesn't have a pump. I'm just using a very dirty foundation brush that needs cleaned. Picking it up and just stippling. I did go for quite a full coverage that day, as you can see. I don't know why, I just did. Some days it's just a full coverage kind of day. So that's foundation done, and next is onto brows, which I'm just going to whiz through because, like I say, I've done my brow routine and it will be linked below. Actually, before I do my brows, I'm just going to throw on a bit of eyeshadow primer. I don't know why this is the order I like to do it in, but it is. It's just the Absolute New York primer, and I have just put up a review of it this week as well. So again, it will be linked below. What a linking going on. I'm going to take my Tanya Burr eyebrow palette and away I go. Brows are not particularly on fleek today, but they'll do. So I'm starting the eyeshadow with my Naked Basics 2 palette and start the second one in. It's like a matte kind of skin tone, but like a yellowy skin tone. Like a sick skin tone, no. As you can see, it's just slightly darker than my skin, and this is going to help with blending anything into and up above the crease. So I'm just going, it doesn't have to be like particularly neat, it just needs to be kind of on there. That's that on. And I'm going to go in with my crease colour first. I believe that's the order I did it in last time. And for my crease colour, if I can actually show you it without these things falling out of the palette, is from Kiko, and it's one of their Clic system eyeshadows. It's like a warm matte brown, and I love that it's magnetic. And I'm going to start off on the outside corner with this, and just kind of flick it in and blend it in towards the inside. Can't even see with it that far away. I am blind. So as you can see, it's blending nicely up into that first colour. There. And I'm going to try and do the other side. So, outer corner, and flick it up in, and then blend till your heart's content. Probably should have brought you in a bit closer. Let me bring you in a wee bit closer. So as you can see, it's on the outer corner there, and then I've brought it in and kind of blended it upwards. And the same on the other side. Our crease colour on. It's not particularly angular or neat, but it's the way I like it. And then I'm going to take this Tanya Burr Hollywood palette and the colour Gold Coin, which is the gold colour there at the corner, and I'm actually going to just take it on my finger. It's really nice and creamy, and I'm just going to pack that on to my lid, bringing it right into that inner corner. I will be adding a lighter highlight in there, but I just like to bring it in anyway. Blendy blendy. Just along the top edge, just to blend it into that warm brown colour. And if you think you've lost any intensity, you can go back in and add a little bit more, which is what I'm doing to the centre, just to kind of make it brighter. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm just going to take the creamy colour on that palette, which is called Nude Delight, and I should have brought a cleaner brush for this, but I'm just going to take my crease brush and add it in because it's just packing it in the inner corner. I think this is quite matte actually. And I'm just going to add a little bit to my brow bone. It's not quite matte, but it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, and then I'm just blending that in with the top edge of that brown. So next I am going to do my lower lash line, and I am sticking with the wee Tanya Burr palette, and I'm taking the colour Bookworm, which is this browny colour, and this little tease brush. It's quite dense and it's like a smudgy kind of brush. I'm just taking that under the lashes. I'm joining it up with that outer corner. You probably could take the brown that you use in the crease if you didn't want to, you know, switch up colours, but this is what I did on the day because I think it was an afterthought to add something to my lower lash line, and I just blended that up into the outer corner as well because it is a little bit darker. I'm bubbling so much. I've kind of made it into a little bit of a wing at the outer there, just to give it some shape, but you can always soften that. So that's the eyeshadow done. I'm going to move on to mascara and then a bit of concealer. So I'm not going to bore you with how I do my mascara, so I'm just going to pop off and do that. I just got some mascara on my eyeshadow, and I just thought I would show you what I do to kind of cover that up. Literally just kind of rub it into as light as possible, and then just add a bit more shadow on top. That kind of disguises it a little bit. So that's my mascara done. I'm going to go and throw on some concealer. And for my concealer, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in, I think it's Ivory or something like that. It's not the classic Ivory. This is not light enough to be like a highlight on me, but it is a good concealer. I'm just kind of balancing everything out with what's left in the wee brushy data. I'm just going to blend that in with my foundation brush. And then just to set that and lighten it up a little bit, I'm taking my 17 Define and Conquer contour kit. I again have done a review on this recently in my blog, so I'll link that below. I've been really back into blogging recently, which is not normal for me, but you know. So because I have the wee palette already, I'm going to take the bronzer side and just warm up my face. I'm taking this rather used, so I've been using it all week, Red Beauty brush dual fibre, just tapping it in and tapping off any excess. And this is just to give me a little bit more colour and dimension back into my face, because other than that foundation and concealer and that can look a bit flat. And whenever I asked my fella what he thought of my makeup whenever I did it last time, he said it's very brown. Like, I think that's what it's supposed to be like. Not sure. Boys, eh? So that's that. I'm going to go on to lips and then I'll go to blush. So for the lips, I'm using two lip liners. One is the Essence one in Nude, number 11. And the other is this brown one, which is number 10 from Primark. So basically, as you can see, I've started off by lining the whole lip with the nude and colouring it in. And then I'm going to go in with the brown on the outside. But it does go over most of the lip. And you can always blend in with your finger or a lip brush. And that's basically it for lips. So I'm going to finish off with some blush and highlight, and I'm going to use the Kiko Coral Gables Double Deco blush. That's a mouthful. It's this little coral and pink blush. I really like the packaging on this. And I'm using Real Techniques contour brush for that. Just kind of, because I think the brown on brown can look a little bit it can wash out a little bit. So I'm just using this corally blush till I give myself a little bit more life, and then I'm going to add a little bit of highlight. And for highlight, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in Golden Lights. I'm going to just dust off the pink from this brush and use the contour brush again. And I'm just going to rub it round, and then I rub it in the back of my hand, or on my hand. Just make sure it's not too crazy intense. Because it can be quite shimmery. Putting that on the tops of my cheekbones. For some reason. I'm just adding a little on the tip of my nose and just down the bridge as well. Quite like that. So that's basically it for my, what would you call it? Probably, it is an autumn look with the browns and the warm tone and the eyes and that. So I do have other autumn looks planned that are slightly more out there than this, I think. So I hope you've liked it. If you have done, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then hit subscribe. Bye!